Well, hello again and welcome to my channel. I'm Fraser from Metalworking in France. I've got a little job on today where a farmer has brought me what used to be one shaft. It's snapped, as you can see. There are two holes in it that are supposed to be 90 degrees to each other, and obviously there's a clevis pin hole in the end, or an R-clip hole, whatever you want to put in there. But so I've got to make two of these shafts. Pretty straightforward job. The only difference, or the only difficult part, is getting these two holes to be 90 degrees to each other. But that shouldn't be too big a problem. Okay, so follow me in the next few frames and see how we get on with this job. Okay. Here I'm just running the facing tool across each end of this shaft. It doesn't really need to be machined up, but literally it's just where I've sawn it off, so I'll just clean the end up, put a small chamfer on, just to make it look a little bit neater. So here I'll just use the trusty wobbler. You've probably seen this before in previous videos, just to give me an edge on the shaft. Then I can wind in approximately 5mm, which will give me the centre line of the drill. Now I'll use a centre drill just to spot in, basically, so that when I start drilling this, I've got a location point. I don't need to go in too deep with the centre drill, it's just to get the drill started. Here I'll use a drill, probably, well, started this off with about an 8mm drill, and then I'll increase the size of this up to about 9.5mm. It's just so that it's going to be reamed afterwards, so I just want enough material left inside to put a reamer through. So this seems to be going through quite nicely. The drills are not brilliant, but it's working okay. I'm getting through there okay. Just get through, there you go, that's nice. Here, as you can see, I'm using a machine reamer. Plenty of coolant and lubricant on it, so that I'll get a nice clean hole. I haven't speeded this part of the video up at all, just basically so that you can see just how long a process this can actually be. It gives you some idea of what happens when we do this. But yeah, the reamer goes in quite nicely actually. So it's giving it quite a nice clean hole. So I'll just blow the swarf off of this, and that'll be that hole completed. So yeah, it's coming on quite nicely. As you can see, I've turned the workpiece through 90 degrees. I've also indexed the machine along 20mm, which is the distance between the two holes. So I'll just run this reamer in, and this will be basically more or less this shaft completed. I do have another hole to put in the end, but that's not a particularly important one. These holes are 10mm diameter reamed to take a roll pin. Okay, so they're quite good. Now I'm using a countersink bit, literally just to take the burr off the hole from where I've drilled it. It'll help the roll pin to line up the roll pin when the roll pin's inserted in it. If you leave a sharp hole, it's very difficult to get anything, any roll pin or a dowel or anything to go into the hole. So the idea is to countersink it. It just gives it a nice easy entrance into the hole. Again, I've turned this now so that I can do the other side of the hole where the drill and the reamer broke through. So yeah, that's not looking too bad now actually. I haven't speeded this up once again because it's nice for you to see just how long this procedure can be. It can be quite a long process. A lot of people don't realise how long it takes just to drill a couple of holes. As you can see, what I've done, I've set up the dividing head. I've literally clamped it to the table rather than using the T-slots, so that this whole shaft lines up with the vise itself. So all I've got to do to rotate the head is release the vise, like so, release the dividing head, and then I can turn through 90 degrees and drill at whatever angle I want. So I could get the full 90 degrees. So I could just turn it, lock up here, everything's solid here, everything's nice and firm. So then when I want to, I could drill this hole, and then when I want to move the workpiece through 90 degrees, all I needed to do was to release the vise, like so, and release the dividing head, turn through 90 degrees, lock it in place, lock the vise up again, and then drill to whatever I want. So that was easy to set up in the end. It just took a little bit of thought to plan it through. But so yeah, that worked out quite nicely. Well, there we are. Job complete. Wasn't too bad in the end. From this broken piece, I've made 2 of these. So holes are in the right place, I hope anyway. Yeah, they should be okay, not a problem. I had to put a centre in each end, but what I ended up doing was holding them in the dividing head so that I could turn this through 90 degrees to get the exact 90 degrees. And then I held this end in the vise on the milling machine so that everything was nice and firm. So yeah, these are 8mm reamed out to take a roll pin. This end, literally, I think it just takes, as far as I'm aware, just takes a cotter pin or a clevis pin or an R clip, and whatever you want to call it. So yeah, shouldn't be too bad a problem. Job done. So anyway, if you enjoyed that video, please look out for more videos in the future, and don't forget to look back at some of my past videos. They're all very, well, I think they're quite interesting. So if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my site, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.